4:45. Morning of day 6. So the fuel place doesn't open until 7. Mal has 10 liters on his bike. I still have 4 extra liters on mine, so I'm going to dump all that in the bike. It's 210 Ks to Quilpie. So I'm going to pack up and get headed down the road. And that's what we do. We're getting hard.
$5:30, we're headed to Quilpie. Let's do it. Made it to Quilpie. Let's get some fuel and maybe a coffee. I'm not going to say latte, but coffee. I never even clicked it into reserve. I was all stressed about the fuel. I'm still on the main tank. I think the petrol is like a Bowser. In which case, I just drove past it. Guess what? We got a coffee van. Still no fuel yet. I gotta ask about this thing over here. It says diesel and then AdBlue on the other side, but I don't know if that's regular fuel. Anyway. Iced latte. Quilpie. Yeah, the fuel's off the main drag. It wasn't the Bowser. So anyway, I got fuel. I think I've been here 7 minutes, 10 minutes now. Ordered the coffee, got fuel, drinking the coffee. I'm gonna skull this basically. Back on the road. Had an interesting chat with the guy at the, very short chat with the guy at the petrol station. He's like, if you're running out here and you're running these hot temperatures on the DR, he's like, you're actually better off running a 1050. I think I normally just put 1040 in there, but he said it just takes a little bit of time for the clutch, you know, for the oil to warm up, for the clutch to work properly, but he said you'll get better life out of your clutch plates. Anyway, you guys probably know that, but wonder if anybody has tried that. I mean, what kind of oil are you guys running? Anybody running a 1050? Is that what I should be running? Anyway, so yeah, awesome. Coffee van, iced latte, and it's good. Can't beat that in the Outback. Well, are we still in the Outback? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with it. About 300 Ks from Dubbo, but man, I just had to pull over. I am absolutely cooking. Like, I've been stopping every 100 Ks and like pouring like half a bottle of water inside my jacket and everything. But that jacket, I'm sorry, man, I got some stuff to say about that jacket when I get back. It is just too freaking hot. The air does not circulate. It does not go into the jacket. You just cook. It's ridiculous. I'm actually so freaking pissed off about it. Anyway, so now I'm gonna go ride without a jacket. I mean, at the very least, I got armor, but I cannot actually ride with that jacket. I'm gonna go into like heat stroke with that jacket. Even with all the air, you know, doing 110 Ks an hour, even with all the air, I'm just cooking.
Morning of day 7. We're not out of the woods yet. Although I'm in this very posh motel in Dubbo. I made it to Dubbo. I think I'll go outside and I'll show you in a second. My front tire, it's a Pirelli MT 21. It basically just melted on the bitumen yesterday. So down the center, it's like, yeah, like the knobs are essentially melted. I mean, there's still one row of knobs down the middle, but I just don't feel like it would be smart to ride down the road like that. So the closest, not the closest, so there are a couple bike shops that open at 8:30. It's, I don't know, 6:20 now. I'm gonna get up, get my stuff sorted, go get a coffee, and then basically be waiting at the bike shop at 8:30. It would be awesome if I could take my tire off, but you see, in that way I could hopefully get them to expedite the tire change. But because all of my tire changing tools and my wrenches went flying down the road. Remember I pulled over and I was like, oh, I think I ran over some bits of metal or something. Those pieces of metal were my tire irons and my wrenches. And I should have seriously just gone back because, anyway, I'll talk about it. I'm really quite cut up about the whole thing. The ProCycle stopper in the front of the tube, the tool tube, fell off. So maybe I was actually thinking what happened was there was probably a zip tie in there. And so when I tightened I'll show you what it looks like, but when I tightened the thing down, it probably just didn't suction properly. And so rattling down the road, the front of that tube popped out. I didn't have any mechanism on there to tighten it to the tube or keep it in place. And so all of my two brand new tire irons, 3 tire irons in total. I had wrenches, I had a spanner, I had vice grips. All of my tire changing stuff is now gone. So the point is I can't even take the tire off and yeah, whatever. And obviously because I don't want to be, I can't really change a tire right now. So I'm going to do the right thing. I'm just going to wait. I think there are 2 shops, maybe 3 shops in Dubbo. The one that's literally like across the street from or next door to me, that one doesn't have the greatest reviews. So I'm going to go over to, I think it's Robertson's. But I'm going to shoot over there. I'm going to see what tires they have. I'm not going to do another MT21. I found that the front did wash out a few times. It was probably me. It was probably tire pressure, but I'm going to try something else. So I might go with, I think I was looking at the Motos Tractionator because a lot of people have recommended that, but then the reviews still aren't great. But anyway, I don't know. So I'll see what they have, first of all. Maybe it's a 606. Maybe it's a Mitas EO9. Maybe it's a Motos Tractionator. I don't know. I'm just going to get another tire on there and get headed down the road. Anyway, that's the plan. Yeah, the ride itself yesterday was not bad. So I left at, I was up at 4:45 and then rolling down the road not long after that. I did have to borrow some of Mal's fuel. About 10 liters I borrowed off the back of his bike. Look, he wasn't going anywhere. It was 5 o'clock in the morning and he had 2 flat tires. So I'm like, well, I need the fuel. I got to get out of here. So I figure like worst case scenario, yeah, he gets up, he gets fuel when he gets like, anyway, whatever. So I borrowed 10 liters off Mal and he won't care. And then I had the extra spare 4 liters. I made it to whatever the next town, Quilpie, I think it was, and then just beeline to Dubbo. So that wasn't a bad ride. It was actually a pretty straight shot. I wasn't actually super tired. I wasn't really particularly sore by the end. It was probably more just like I was like starving when I got here. But yeah, got in, got the hotel, got some food, and yeah, so it was actually quite an easy ride. Anyway, it's early now though. I had a good sleep. I have no complaints about the hotel. So yeah, I'm gonna get up, go get a coffee, go get a latte, and then try to sort this tire out. Morning of day 7. Show goes on. Getting in hardinated. Here we go. Oh, this is the room. Anyway, Cattleman's Hotel. Yeah, not bad. Or Motor Inn, not bad. All right, let's get a coffee. There it is. Cattleman's Country Motor Inn. This Russo's coffee behind me is supposed to be really good coffee. That's actually why I booked that. Whatever. That's why I booked that hotel, that motel, because I based the entirety of my trip around where I can get coffees and lattes and that sort of thing. Anyway, this place opens in a few minutes, and then yeah, we'll get into it. Man, interesting trip, interesting ride.
All right, just headed to the bike shop. We'll see if we can get some tires. It's only 8 o'clock, but hopefully they'll open a little bit early. All right, they have no mechanics on staff on a Saturday, and they actually had no tires. I'm headed to the Yamaha place now. All right, well, this place doesn't open till 9. There's supposed to be one more shop around the corner. I'm just gonna ring those guys first and see if they can actually get me in. Because if I wait till 9 and these guys don't have a tire, I've now wasted 3 hours. I could have just bloody ridden back to Sydney. All right, well, I just rang the other one, Dubbo Motorcycles. They also do not have mechanics working on a Saturday. Thanks for the hospitality, boys. The Yamaha place doesn't have a technician on, so I'm doing a tire change myself. I just got to get some more tools. There's a Bunnings here, and then I'm going to try to find a spot in the shade and change a tire. I got a Scorpion Rally. It's the only one, literally the only one they had. Anyway, not ideal. I'm in the Bunnings parking lot. I'm across from a McDonald's. I got 2 tire spoons, just the small tire spoons. I got some tools at Bunnings. Hopefully I'll have everything else I need. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'll have a crack. And yeah, like I said, I mean, I guess this is adventure riding. Anyway, could be worse, right? I could be out in the middle of the bush. I mean, it's nice that I'm actually in town. Worst case scenario, if this completely stuffs up, I could always stay another night if I need to. Geez, I hope that doesn't happen. But anyway, yeah, here we are. Gotta learn how to change those tires.
Mama said what you wanna be when you grow up doesn't matter that much as long as you're tough. Say you wanna be a spaceman playing in a rock band, what you waiting on a wristband? Oh, there's nothing to it, you gotta just do it. 'Cause everybody seems to want it a lot, and if the right eye see you shoot straight to the top of the fold whenever things get rough. Now you gotta be tough, yeah, you gotta be. Mama said what you wanna be when you grow up doesn't matter that much as long as you're tough. Mama said what you wanna be when you grow up doesn't matter that much as long as you're tough. You gotta be, yeah, you gotta be. You gotta be tough, you gotta be, you know you gotta be. You gotta be tough, you gotta be, yeah, you gotta be. You gotta be tough, you gotta be, you know you gotta be. You gotta be tough. Mama said what you wanna be when you grow up doesn't matter that much as long as you're tough.
Haha! I'm gonna try to set the bead with a hand pump. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna put enough air in here to ride over to a petrol station or something and then put some air in. But I'm gonna try to set it with this thing. I'm up to about 32 PSI. All right, look, I could only get one side done. I think I'm gonna have one more crack, and then otherwise I'm just gonna put it back on the bike, and I'm gonna ride up to a petrol station and put air in it. I mean, if I'm riding real slow and it's 5Ks down the road, it's not gonna kill anything. One side is set, and there's just a small section on the other side that's not set. Anyway, whatever. Guess what? I got it. Oh shit, I got it. I don't know what I took this thing up to. I'll check. Hard work, guys. Freaking hard work. All right, I took it up to about 48 PSI. So it looks pretty good. I mean, there's one spot that's kind of hard to see. I'm pretty sure it's set. What I might do anyway is take it to the servo, deflate it, and reinflate it just to check that when I deflate it, the bead doesn't collapse or anything. But anyway, it looks good. I think I've got it. So I'll put everything back on, pack everything up, take it to the servo just to do a very quick sort of quality check or safety check. And then yeah, that's it. Job done. Well, the tire's not back on the bike, but we're bloody close. All right, guys, that's it. Tire done. I had to make some adjustments on the actual brakes. Otherwise, I think we're pretty much it. Ended up taking about 3 hours for the whole thing, start to finish. Oh, sorry, ended up taking 2 hours. So actually, an hour faster than the last time I did it, which is awesome. So anyway, just gonna chuck all my gear back in there, load up. I am gonna get lunch now before I head off. Luckily, I was in a shady spot. I was able to buy tools. I was able to get a tire, and being able to do this stuff yourself cannot be understated. 12 months ago, if I was in this spot, I would have had a meltdown. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, lunchtime, and then we're gonna get going. Hard work, folks, hard work. Just broke my Moscow clip. Just got some chow at Ted's Takeaway. Now I'm gonna go grab an iced latte back at Russo's, where I was at 5 hours ago. If you can believe it. But you know what? Feeling great. I feel good, man. Feels good to knock out that tire, I tell you what. Oh, we got nobody working today. Oh, let's just take the day off. And those days off, man. It's about getting hard. You don't take a day off when you're getting hard. You put all your gear on, you go out in 40-degree heat, you sit in the sun, change tires, you ride around Big Red and sand dunes, you go up and down, you crash, you quit, and then you and then you ride home. That's what you do when you're getting hard. You quit, head home. It's too hard. Whatever. I say that I'm in good spirits now because everything's done. Double done! That's me, boys and girls. Next time you see me, it'll be the wrap up. Let's get out of here. The place is tapped.
Rock and rollin', I ain't tired of rock and rollin'. I'll be dancing till the morning. That old music gets
Just pulled over to check on the tires again. So I'm about 50 Ks in. I'm on Gulen Road, I think, and then I'm turning on Gulen onto, I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm on Gulen Road. Man, the thing I love about Australia is like these back country roads are absolutely endless. Like you can go all the way to the desert, you can go to the rainforest, you can ride the mountains, and you can ride the twisties, and like everybody's like, oh, go here, go there. Man, Australia has got some of the absolute best riding there is, period. You could literally ride for 2 months if you wanted to, or 6 weeks from one side to the other. You could spend 80% of the time riding dirt and riding trails. You could ride off-road as much as you want. You can spend a ton of time with these little back roads in these tiny little towns. Anyway, it's such a cool country to ride in. It's such a great opportunity to ride on adventure bikes and stuff like that. Anyway, tire looks good. It is definitely louder. It is way louder than the MT21, and it feels rougher. It feels like it's, I mean, I've just ridden it for like 60 or 70 Ks, but it definitely feels different. I haven't really hit any hard twisties or anything because I'm just breaking it in, and I haven't taken it in the dirt. But first impression is, man, it's loud. So anyway, we'll see how it goes performance wise, but yeah, awesome riding. So yeah, if you're coming out of Dubbo, check out Gulen Road. Well, done and dusted. So I did something a little bit different this time than I did in previous videos. I didn't film the post-mortem straight away when I got back. So what I've done is literally I'm filming this the day before the current episode goes out. All right, so I've been back a month or something like that. And I actually wanted to, because the way I edit is I can only edit about one video a week. I just don't have time to just sit on the computer. So I kind of do it in the evenings and stuff like that. So I get about one video a week out. Takes me, anywhere from like 8 to 10 hours to edit like a full-length video. So anyway, it's been a month since I've been back. And I just want to say, because I know there's been a few comments like Peter and stuff like that. Some of you guys have commented and said, try to enjoy the journey, the trip. And I can tell you with the utmost sincerity, when I do these rides, and especially this ride, I sort of set a beacon on the hill. I'm like, okay, Broken Hill or Flinders Ranges or whatever, Big Red. And yeah, I set that beacon on the hill, but it honestly doesn't matter if I even make it to that point, right? For me, and this is, I think, an interesting thing kind of about my development as a rider, I really just care about the ride from A to B. And I guess that's the other thing that's come out, especially with this trip, is I'm starting to learn that I am someone who likes to cover a lot. Like, I want to just be riding. I'm starting to realize that, you know what, I'm not into riding the most technical terrain. A little bit of snotty stuff here or there along 2 points is okay. But actually, I don't want to sit and ride the most technical rides all day long. What I do want to do, though, is I want to get up in the morning and I want to get on the bike and I want to ride. And I want to ride until the day is done. I just want to ride. I want to ride the whole entire day. I want to chew up kilometers. I want to chew up Ks. I want to see stuff. I want to, yeah, just enjoy that journey from A to B. I really like that. I like being sore. I like being tired. I really like that part of the ride. And I think for me, that is the hard part. It's quite difficult to go from A to B, right? Especially when you're doing big Ks and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that every ride has to be big Ks. Like, if I only covered 200 kilometers in a day and I took some breaks, I think that's fine. But I want to spend the majority of my time riding. And again, whether I get to Big Red, whether I get up Big Red, whether I get to the top of Skytrek or whatever, like, who cares? Like, honestly, I don't care. I'll come back next year. I'll come back next time. And if I can do it, I'll do it. If it's above my skill level, well, then it's above my skill level. But it's kind of had an interesting effect on this trip because, or my thoughts about myself after this trip, because I'm thinking about the next bike and I'm thinking about where do I go with the sort of the change from the DR to something else. The DR is amazing, and I can actually sit on that DR and I can ride for a week straight. And when I got done with that trip, I was not sore. My butt didn't hurt, my back didn't hurt. I was not, like, the configuration, the suspension, the seat, the modifications, it's actually a really comfortable bike. However, you still are getting worn out from sitting on top of that bike, getting, you know, a bit of wind buffeting. You know, you don't have fucking birds. You know, you're still getting a bit worn out because of the wind buffeting. You don't have cruise control. It's comfortable in the way that I've configured it, but it's still not the most comfortable. So I'm actually having to think about, well, the DR has been really, really good with learning to upskill. It's a simple, easy to bike to work on. It's very lightweight. I can pick it up, and I have needed to pick it up on every single trip without fail. But now I'm thinking about next year, and I'm thinking about my riding style. I know that I want to cover big Ks. I know that I want to be sort of immersed in the trip from A to B. And maybe not the DR, and maybe the DR is not the best bike for that type of riding. So I'm now starting to think about, maybe I need to stretch my legs a bit. There's a couple bikes that I want to try out, and I need to find a bike that is going to allow me to cover some Ks. But I think the point is that this trip and trips like this have started to uncover the type of rider that I am. And I think that's the cool thing about when we do these adventure rides, we figure out the type of rider that we are. Some guys get on there and they're like, yeah, I want to go harder. I want more technical. I want big hill climbs. I want, you know, hardcore adventure. And some guys are like, yeah, look, I'm cool with 50% dirt or 80%, you know, bitumen or whatever. So it's really cool, actually, that self-discovery that comes out of these big trips. But for me, it's very much about, yeah, I don't care about getting to the beacon on the hill. I care about the ride from A to B. So anyway, look, this adventure, this trip was a lot of fun to make. It was another great trip with Old Man Speed. If you haven't seen his stuff, definitely check out Old Man Speed. He's an amazing coach. He's got a ton of great content on his channel. And yeah, he's, you know, becoming quite a good mate of mine. So it's good to ride with him. And every time I do ride with him, I feel like I level up. Whether it's him pushing me to kind of just get a little bit out of my comfort zone and kind of challenge myself a little bit. It's giving me tips and tricks for body position and, you know, how to stand, where to put my hands, where to put my feet, how far forward to lean, all of those things. Every time I ride with him, I level up. There's no question about that. So it was an amazing trip from that perspective. And if you haven't seen his stuff, it's definitely worth checking out, Old Man Speed. So Mal, thank you very much for, again, dragging me along on the trip.
and always waiting for me, and, you know, being a good mate. I really appreciate that. So yeah, what's next? I don't know where we go from here. There's actually a bunch of content that I've already filmed, some really funny stuff for some other videos that's going to come up in the next week or so. In terms of the next trips, I'm actually still not sure. And again, if you guys kind of haven't worked this out, I don't do a ton of planning here. I get some idea, something pops up from one of you guys, one of your comments or something. You're like, go to the Victorian High Country. I'm like, well, I got 3 or 4 days off, or I got a week off. All right, let's go to the Victorian High Country. Like, I honestly don't, I don't plan this stuff out. I get an idea, something pops in my head, I hear from you guys, and I just go. And so I don't know, I'm open-minded. It's November. Sorry, no, it's not November. So it's December. It's like mid-December. I'm 2 weeks behind. I've already lost November. I still think I'm in November. And yeah, anyway, so we'll see. I mean, it's getting quite warm, and that will have an effect on things. It's also the Christmas holiday, so that will have an effect on things. But look, we'll see where we go. Anthony and I do have some catching up to do, so we'll see what pops in for that. But anyway, look, I just want to say thanks a lot, guys. Thank you very much for all of the comments. I listen to the comments. I really think about what you guys say. I don't have too many trolls on here, but if you're a troll, obviously I play back. I don't really care. But thank you very much for being involved in the channel. I really hope that you've enjoyed this series and that you've got something out of this series. And I hope that for most of you guys, pretty much everybody's going to be a better rider than me. So you guys might look at this stuff and it might inspire you to go have a crack at something where maybe you haven't had a crack before, saying, oh, I can probably do this better than Mike, and you probably can. And if it inspires you to get up and even just start filming, you know, and record some of this stuff and create some content, man, I really hope you do. And again, the channel, the Enhardenated channel, is about men's health, mental health, you know, getting out of our heads and getting out and challenging ourselves with hard stuff, right? Promoting that fight or flight reaction. And as men especially, we're going to fight most of the time. We're going to attack. And that's what the channel's about, right? Look after your mental health, look after your physical and your emotional health. Take on these challenges. That's what it's all about. I hope it inspires you guys. Anyway, and I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Please keep giving me feedback. Please weighing in on the comments. I do look at that stuff. And yeah, we'll see where the next challenge takes us. If you guys have ideas, please let me know. I am not scared to carve out some time and to have a crack. And again, ideas on bikes, just the last minute thing. I'm kind of thinking I'm definitely going to try the BMW 100%. I know it's a big bike, it's a heavy bike, but everybody that I've talked to says if you want to chew up kilometers, you want to get from A to B, that's a bike to check out. I want to check out the Tenere, I want to check out the Desert X, the Ducati, and I'll check out probably the V-Strom and see what that's like. Reliability is important to me, but comfort and being able to chew up like big K days and still get over some, you know, dirt. I'm not trying to get snotty stuff. Those things are important to me. So anyway, happy to hear from you guys if you got thoughts on bikes. But probably end of this year, I'll do probably one more year on the DR. But I'm going to start trialing bikes now so that when I get to the end of the year, and that doesn't mean I'll sell the DR. I might keep the DR and have that as, you know, the snotty bike, and then maybe use the other bike for more big trips and stuff like that. But yeah, but I'm curious if you guys have thoughts, if you've made a transition or know somebody who's made a transition and you're kind of getting a sense of my riding style based on the content now, please, by all means, share your thoughts and ideas. Anyway, look, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, get hard, stay hard, and I truly hope for those of you guys riding around Australia, I see you guys out on the track. You know, Ray, you know, Steve-O, you know, Biggie, you know, I run into you guys out there. I get a chance, Paul, you know, I get a chance to ride with you guys. It's a really cool experience. Luke, you know, it's nice to catch up with you guys. So if you see me out on the road or you want to catch up for a ride, definitely ping me and we can make something happen. All right, guys, stay safe, get hard, stay hard. We'll see you on the next one.